Yo, what's up guys? Another Siege video. It's been a while since I made a Siege video. I kinda like, we had some struggles with the Siege and also I had more videos coming with like all of the other series than I actually had time to make and motivation to make videos for. So we had like a few issues that we played a lot of Squad Zero, then we played more Squad Zero, and then we had to play Aftermath, and then more Aftermath and Light Hope, and yeah, so it didn't went that well. So as you can see, we dropped a lot of points in the Siege. So we got to climb back top 20. So we got two more sieges after this siege that, well, the ranking isn't calculated yet, but will be calculated like after today. So we won that one already. I do have like a few siege clips for you. I'm gonna go over like some fights that I think were interesting. It's a combination of like 2 or 3 sieges. I did record them. I didn't really make a video. So it's just like a mix combining with like whatever thing of like just a few siege offenses. I'm not gonna show like the typical offense I use all the time. You know how it works. If you watch the other siege videos, you know how it works. For the siege tournament, I'm gonna record every siege. I'm gonna record every siege, of course, and then gonna like try hard that kind of stuff. So that'd be good. So if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, those are coming. So for now, just going over a few siege clips that I think were interesting. So this is one of those new-ish teams because of the nerf of Kamun. So this is teams we're seeing like more often, and this is a way you could kill it, but you actually have to stun it, but then you don't stun shit, and then he's actually faster, and then I would have to stun here. Well, he procced out, which was an issue, and then he procced out again, and that's how you instantly lose. So these kind of offenses, they can work if you land stuff and they don't proc out, but the moment they proc out, you're hella dead. So is this safe? No, it's not that safe, because 22% is gonna happen at some point. And then you hella lose. So then, interesting use of Gianna. Gianna as lead, which is pretty like... I don't know. This is pretty much Lucian food, first of all. Like, if you have a good Lucian, it's really easy to outspeed. Unless that's Kamun is really fast, I can see it kind of work, but in general, kind of Lucian food. I didn't use Lucian. I don't have Lucian actually ruined up. Gianna is also hella derpy, but... And Ganymede, this is a Swift Ganymede, actually follows up pretty nicely on this, so... Currently, you know how it's going. It's a pretty easy fight. Even if I miss like a whole bunch of bombs, like skill ones do so much damage right now. It is crazy. And then you counter, ha ha ha. But look at the amount of S1 damage. It's just crazy, man. Like, sure, you can proc whatever or whatnot. Doesn't do anything. It's an easy match. So, yeah, you know how it works. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And then a bomb. And then you miss another bomb. Like, look at how many bombs I missed. I missed the initial strip on Gianna as well. And it's still... I don't have any sustained unit, and this team is like full of HP still. So this, I don't really see that like as a defense as being that good. Then we had another interesting one, which I've never seen in this combination, but I also have no clue what it's supposed to do. I never seen like a Dark Demon in general. Like Dark Demon in defense, that doesn't work. Like sure, it's cool and all if it would resist this and blah 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 yada yada, but it didn't, and then it's just easy. Then sure, it could hella proc on this, but I don't see this defense happening. To be honest, don't see it happening. Fun try though, fun try, but don't see it happening. Okay, so I came in a little bit late with this record, and I thought like, okay, if I survive the first initial hit, then it will be fine. But the issue was my Triana that was on Will was actually instantly stripped, armor broken, and yeah, that didn't work out so well, and then she procced herself to death. You Great, because my Bale would actually like have her healed up, but she procced herself to death. And the idea behind this team was actually, I'm not sure if it's that good. I never really used it. This was like the first time I was trying like this defense kind of. And the idea was like, okay, they're stealing a lot of buffs, so I get a lot of stacks, and therefore I can kill it pretty easily, and I can probably kill Sierra easily, but that was... this was a no bueno. So yeah, let's just say you can't always have a really smart team, kind of, I guess. So let's see what happens here. The thing is, this was actually risky, and I found out later with another clip that it was 50-50 if, because in these teams, mostly China moves first. So if China moves first, she could actually hit Libli, and that would be problematic. She actually, in this case, went for Asher, but the Martinas are not going first in this scenario, so this was actually risky. So this would be better with a, if you go with a wind tank, or you do this and you go double water, so like Malaka and Cian, that would be better. But in this case, it did work out, and then we have 6 bombs on both of them, and it's beep 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 beep, and then for the last one, massacre into the beep beep. Okay, so then we have more of those. Trying out more of that stuff. Let's see if this works. It's a little bit risky. It's a little bit risky. It's relatively risky. I did get a bomb off though, which is good, but I did miss the bomb on one unit. Yeah, this I wouldn't necessarily say this is the most safe comp, but it's a doable comp. It is a doable comp. See, because that can easily happen. And in this case, it's pretty difficult for China to kill like both, but most of the times these counts are ruined on pretty high damage, so it's actually pretty risky. But I'm pretty close to another bomb lands, easy peasy. Would I run this again? No, probably not. So then we have another time of this team, and it is very likely that my China is faster. That, however, is risky though. This team is actually pretty risky as well, because Clara is not that much of a consistent stunner at all. So in this case, if you just proc it to shit, it definitely works. But yeah, you gotta be lucky with, like, I should not be using this team that much. It's a good defense. It's definitely good defense. It's super high on the RNG on defense, but it is a risky one for offense, because you're dependent so much on like them not proccing out, but also you landing and stripping and everything. So it is usable, but it's probably not the best. It's not the safest solution. A safe solution is, however, the following. You have to make sure your Tiana's fast enough. But most Shinas, they're gonna be will. They're not gonna be like, not gonna be like 310, 320 speed. So if you have a decent Tiana, it should totally work. This team was actually relatively tanky. Most of them are more damaging-ish than tanky, but yeah, in that case, it's really easy for a win. This was an interesting one. You don't see that many the base on defense, like, ever. Not sure. It is pretty Lucian food, I'd say. I think, well, probably all of them have like wind reducing like artifacts and that kind of stuff. But in the end, this shouldn't be all too difficult for a team like this. There's plenty other teams. He does have like a lot of HP. If that did like 35k damage on myself, and yeah, he had like a lot of that HP, so you don't really want to Lucian it probably. But in the end, is this really difficult to kill? No, I would not say so. So yeah, at some point you just heal up, you give it another reckless, and easy win. So then had to fight one more, and it's also a really easy target for with Rika and that kind of stuff, because they don't have strips, they don't have that much damage, they do have armor breaks, but you have immunity, they don't have strips again, so it's just some point you're gonna get there with damage. So you just add in more damage. It's gonna take a while. You're gonna hit this stuff. It's gonna proc maybe left, right, center a few times. But in the end, if you see the HP of my units, like, not that much happened. Not that much happened. One of those teams I don't really feel. Then I was fighting one more of those. Ooh, who would have guessed? Well, MST is like complete cheat against anything that's vigor and that's not stripping. This is a vigor and it's not stripping, so it's super easy to just like instantly clear this. So yeah, for teams or people that are using the Bay, I don't really think it's that great. You could totally use it. It probably will get some wins on like high room quality, but the thing is, if you can just run immunity and they have no way of getting rid of your immunity. Like any team that has like zero potential of like stripping, especially in net 5s, like net 4s, you can maybe get away with that. But if you have zero strips in net 5s, people wusa you, people Vela jewel you, people like just even friend you. It's so easy for those teams to actually clear it. And you don't even need good rune quality. Okay, and then a new team, we got Ryu. So how about we put Ryu against Ken? Let's go, Street Fighter shit. Let's go. Let's go. And he was actually really slow. But then I noticed that, wait, my march just too fast. So I don't use Ken that much, but he's actually an interesting unit. Because he has the same S2 and he was on Despair in this case, which he has the same S2 as Ryu has, and his S3 actually makes him cycle into his S2 always. So that was not a proc, that was actually a Despair. Or he's actually on Despair, that was not a proc. So it's pretty interesting of a unit. He's actually not that bad. Like I'm thinking about using him in RTA and that kind of stuff as well. He's a little bit more difficult to place because, well, his strip is actually for an S2 strip. It's way too consistent. And it drains attack bar. So his S3 gives him another turn. His S2 gives him another half turn if it strips and it like reduces like a lot of the, or it absorbs. Like that's the thing. It absorbs rather than just pushes back. And that's what makes like these Ryus and Ken S2 way better than Chiwo S3. Because A, it's multi-hit, so that works with artifacts. But B, it's also an absorb rather than just a strip. Or just a pushback. If it's just a pushback, that thing would have been like already like... I think it would be fair if Ryu and Ken, like the S2, just gets like a pushback rather than an absorb. Because the absorb, especially with Ryu passive and RTA, man, that shit is crazy. Look at how much annoying it is to kill this thing just because he's getting that many turns because of his passive and his S2. And that cycling just gives him more passive again all the time. Super annoying unit. So yeah, this is the one where I found out you should not be running it like this. It doesn't work because he can actually hit the wrong one. And I was like, wait, what? I'm hella dead. So I actually did cut in, which is pretty odd. That's... How do you cut in that? But yes, since there were that many, or since he stripped like the, since he stripped the immunity buff, it was already over. It was already over. So yeah, a wind tank or double water in this case would have been a lot better. So yeah, that's it for this video. Just I removed like all of the super obvious fights I do all the time and that kind of stuff. Showed some other teams. So hope you enjoyed and see you in the next one. I'll be making more Siege videos because I've been like kind of slack on this one. Also the one we had yesterday, well kind of today, that one was, because we were that low, we had to play against people that were like way below our rank. So that was pretty much an easy stomp for like most of our guildies. So, but next two Sieges, which are going to be really important, if we actually make it to the Siege tournament, I will be recording and I will be posting those. So thanks for watching guys. See you in the next one.